What's up guys, Manny from Motomillion, and I present you the Motomillion Ducati Panigale V4 Tricolore Italia that belongs to our good buddy 650E, number 52, and as far as we're concerned, it was the first customer delivery of its kind here in the United States. And also, I think this bike is one of a kind now. It's one of 163, but with all the stuff that's added onto this motorcycle, I think it is truly a special edition of a special edition. There's a good story behind this bike. This bike showed up last Thursday. It's Wednesday. We're filming this video on Wednesday in Cleveland, Ohio. Ebe had it PDI'd at Ducati Cleveland. And then he drove it all the way down here, showed up in Miami on Sunday. We installed the exhaust and all the parts that you see, and it took a bit of logistics because some stuff had to get overnighted from Italy. But here we are, 6 days later. The bike is complete, and I think it deserves the Motomillion name that we gave to it. I'm going to run you through the details of this bike, and you guys decide if you think it deserves the Motomillion name that we gave it. And we're going to start right off the front, and I'm going to show you some of the differences that this bike has compared to the regular Panigale V4s, the V4Ss, and maybe some of the regular Tricolores as well, if a Tricolore can be called a regular, or if any of the Panigale V4s can be called regular. Right up front, this bike comes with the Ducati Performance cooling ducts, but since it has the T-Drive Pro rotors, which are bigger, it runs 2 spacers. So the cooling duct's the first spacer, these TWM red caliper spacers are the second spacers. It comes with the GP4 MS fin calipers that you could get from Motomillion in the nickel plated colors, but in this it has a weird bluish grayish finish that actually matches the bike really well. In the front we have a TWM front axle sliders, and you'll see the theme of this bike was blue and red, but mostly all blue because the bike is mostly all blue and it has some red elements to the design as well. And behind it we have our Evotech radiator oil cooler guards, which kind of goes unnoticed at times, but that's great. And also we know that 650E is going to put a lot of miles on this bike, which is amazing. And don't forget, he didn't get a single dollar off this motorcycle. He paid his own 85,000 American dollars to purchase this motorcycle, and he's going to put all the miles with smiles on it. And right up here, we did a lot of things around the handlebar area, but don't forget, so this is a special edition. It has an upper triple, that's special, and we don't want to take the centerpiece away from this beautiful livery and some of the details it has. We added the blue Rizoma reservoirs, and when 650E saw the Motomillion Panigale V4, he saw how clean and good it looks, so he wanted something very similar. So we did it in a way that it looks like these things are floating. I'm in love with how it turned out because again, it doesn't take away from anything. And the centerpiece here is this upper triple, which has Mugello on it, has the number of the bike and the lap time, which was a record lap time at the time, and I think still it is when we're filming this video, around the Mugello circuit. And we also did a little bit more. We changed the grips to the Pro Grip 717s in black and blue. How weird, right? We have a Ducati here and we're saying blue because it's usually reds and blacks and maybe sometimes gold. We have our lever guard by Full 6 on it, and other than that, everything else is stock on the handlebar. Maybe when we have more time, we might be able to do a clip-on to black out some of the things over here, but I think it looks just right like this. And if he wants to go over the top, one day, if this is not over the top already, we could also do that. Of course, it has the Motomillion keychain, guys, because it's an official Motomillion bike. It has Bagnaglia's signature here. This signature is actually a real signature. They get the riders to the factory. They one by one hand sign 163 of these, and then it gets clear coated over. And right behind it, we have our TWM fuel cap in black and blue, of course. And right back here, of course, it comes with the seat. So this looks like the Ducati Performance seat. But the flag is different, guys, so that's what you get when you purchase the Tricolore Italia. We added the DBK seat insert with a black bolt. The insert is red. And right back here, we have the Full 6 rear tail cap in carbon fiber satin finish, which matches all the Ducati Performance carbon that already came on this motorcycle. And that's one thing that I'm going to criticize it for. I think they did really well to make sure that this special edition feels special. I think it is the one that stands out the most from all the other special editions they did. And it could have come with a few more carbon pieces like these things. I mean, it doesn't break the bank for Ducati, especially when they're asking a premium for it. And let's go to the front. Speaking of carbon fiber, we have our full 6 frame covers right here, which bolts right on with 2 bolts, and it covers the whole area. There's plastic pieces here that gets removed. I think this is an amazing clean look that it gives the motorcycle. And right down here we have our dry clutch cover. That's the Ducati Performance dry clutch cover. Again, take a look at the carbons, it matches. Let's get to some of the big blue stuff, right? Right here, the smallest of the big blue stuff is our MotoCorse engine mount. It's just about the details, guys, because don't forget, the main event is this beautiful replica bodywork, but all the stuff that we added, I think it's the garnish, it's the details, and that's what I love doing, because to someone, this could look like it rolled out of the factory like this, and if you think it does, and if you think we didn't do enough, I think that's a compliment. And right back here, we have the little rear set mount. On the other side, we have the bigger one. This is the stock rear sets. These are the Rizoma rear sets that come on this bike. I really like the rear sets, but they're so pricey. There is some other options if it doesn't come stock on your motorcycle like this. And the elephant in the room is this amazing Undertail Akrapovič exhaust. We had the DB killer removed off of it. Sounds much better without it. This is the plastic Undertail piece that you could get also, which is the underbody fairing kit that comes with the exhaust optionally, that you got to pay extra for it. But Full Six is releasing a carbon fiber one very soon. I saw the first one come off the mold, and I think it would be perfect for this bike once we get our hands on it. We continue on with the carbon fiber. This is stock, the swing arm cover, and the rear hugger is stock as well. But what's not stock here are of course, the blue spools to get these on our beautiful rear stands, but this rear caliper mount and the chain tensioner that's on these motorcycles, these are actually great. It's so easy to use. The factory one just looks like it, but this one is CNC machined in blue and has the caliper mount that's integrated to it. And right behind it, we have the Discacciati rear rotor that saves about 1/4 pound, and I think it really matches that special front rotor, because in front we have a very special rotor, which is the T-Drive Pro, as I mentioned, and this adds that little tie-in from the front to the back. One criticism though, this rear caliper, that's just the caliper off any kind of Panigale V4. I think they could have painted this to match the front caliper. That might be coming soon. We have some brand new calipers coming in from Brembo. We're going to try to paint them to match up some of the front calipers that we offer. And we might as well do a set for a 650 to match that grayish bluish tinge that it has in the front. Let's come back up here. This is the NRC tail tidy, and I'm so happy how it worked. This is the second one that we're installing. And I think you got to take your time installing these, because if you install it right like this, it blends in so well. When I'm standing here, I cannot see the turn signals. But when I stand back here, they're tucked away nicely right back over here. And the license plate mount has to be a standard license plate mount. If you have a Panigale V4 with the Akrapovič Undertail exhaust, you have to get this one. This is specific for this because the way that it mounts. But of course, if you have a underbelly exhaust, a slip-on, you could always opt in for the tucked one and also the standard one that looks very similar to this. And if you come around over here, it was some of these hard choices that we had to make. Do we really put a gold chain on this bike? How is it going to look? You be the judge, because I think it blends in perfectly. It doesn't overpower anything on this bike. I mean, it's very hard to overpower this amazing replica livery, but it looks amazing. And right here we have our Sitta rear sprocket. That's the Dura aluminum color. It matches the finish of the engine. It ties the whole bike together, because don't forget, a lot of people don't look at the back of the bike, but when you add this, you actually start seeing the bike as a whole. When you have the blues that matches the bike, and when you have your sprocket that kind of matches the engine. And take a look at this. This is the details that makes me smile, that gets me going. We put the thread checker in blue on these sprocket nuts so that we could also be sure that if these sprockets were ever to loosen, we're going to see it right away visually before even it becomes a problem. And right up front, this is the big stuff, right? This is the big blue stuff. The kickstand, as 650 calls it, the kicking stand. That's blue from MotoCorse with the giant rear set mount that's here. It's a shame that there's so much beautiful fairing in front of it that covers this piece. But when you peek at it, sometimes when you get on the bike, when you walk up to the bike, you see this hole here. It looks really good. Red sprocket cover for the front by DBK, and also another DBK part that we have over here is the timing inspection cover. This is a stock Ducati Performance piece. That is your alternator cover, and I think again, all the carbon fiber matches. One new part on this motorcycle is this piece. This is the full 6 rear swing arm insert. Very easy to install. I think it's that little detail that we love seeing. You can be sure that we're going to install one of these on our Motomillion Panigale V4. And overall, I think this pretty much is it, other than this little detail, that's the bar end adapter that we put on it. Now this is pretty much the Motomillion Panigale V4 Tricolore Italia, guys. And I'm really, really happy that we got the opportunity to do this with 650 Ib. He's a dear friend of mine, and I'm so happy that he got one of these things that is going to put so many miles, because I think some stuff deserves to be ridden. There's nothing against collectors. I don't look down at them. I know that they put their bikes away and they store them and they collect them. But don't forget, without collectors, these race replicas probably would have never existed. These special editions would have never existed. And I want to hear your thoughts, guys. What do you think of this beautiful motorcycle? Are you happy that 650 is going to ride it? I'm extremely happy of how it looks, and I'm happy that we got this chance to do this and show you guys what we're capable of. And back there, you see 2 different 2025 Panigale V4s. I've been in love with these bikes ever since they came out. They're such a big leap forward for the Panigale V4 that was initially introduced in 2018. And this is the big daddy of them all, and we have it over here. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.